Hey everyone, it's Adam from Spirited Systems. I just wanted to go over today one of our collaborative products. This is the recovery handle. This is a product that we built in collaboration with the Direct Action Resource Center down in Arkansas. Some of you might know it as the D.A.R.C drag strap or the D.A.R.C handle or any other name. This is a concept that originated down there, so we want to give them full credit for that. Basically, Spirited Systems took this idea, worked with the Direct Action Resource Center to kind of package it into a product that could be purchased at scale for law enforcement or military organizations. We basically wanted something that a purchaser could come and acquire for the entire team, and everybody has the same thing, so everybody knows how it works. There's also some design changes that we made. Since this is a packaged product, that make it a little more streamlined for the end user. So the first thing I want to talk about is conceptually why this is a superior method to just winging it or not really having anything at all. So we can talk about kind of just the dynamic of a plate bag. A lot of manufacturers put this, this kind of strap up here. We've all seen it. It just attaches to the plate bag. And whether or not the manufacturer intends for that to be a drag handle or if they intended for that to be a carry handle, that's debatable. But, a lot of guys consider it a drag handle. Now, this loop, although you could use it in a pinch to extract a casualty, it's just not the best way to do it. It's not the most efficient way. There's definitely a better way. Well, some problems with this is that when you have a casualty who just went down and they're dead weight now, in order for you as the recovery element to grab that casualty and drag them, you have to bend over at the waist. This throws off your center of gravity because you're putting the bulk of your body out in front of your knees instead of on top of them. It also, there's an issue of where you grab. So if you have a drag handle, you grab it. If you don't, you're maybe grabbing underneath the strap here, trying to extract that person. Neither of those are ideal. The other point is for the casualty, really, when you grab this handle and you pull up, the plate carrier is going to essentially come up into the throat area of your casualty, and you're going to give them what's called plate bash. So the plate is going to be essentially just hitting them in the chin and the face. They're going to be biting their tongue if they're unconscious. They can't breathe. Maybe you're closing their airway. So you're turning a bad situation worse potentially while you're trying to conduct a recovery. So we kind of fixed a lot of these issues in this design. And so, I guess I'll just start going over those as well. So how we've eliminated the plate bash issue is very clever. Actually, it's very simple. So down here, there's just a carabiner. It comes with the kit. It's a wire gate. It does not lock. And you essentially, you wear this on your belt, on your inner pants belt. And we basically have a hitch here that you just clip into the carabiner. Now what that does is when we pull the handle and we start dragging the casualty, the weight is transferred, the actual pull weight is transferred to the casualty's hips, and it is not being pulled by the vest. So that's the most important distinction of this whole system, is that the weight is transferred to those hips. So when you grab that guy and you start pulling him, you're going to be pulling him from the belt and his pants and his waist instead of from his throat and his plate carrier. The other great thing about it is actually in the handle here. So on the traditional D.A.R.C strap or drag handle, you were basically using tubular nylon webbing and you were tucking it into your molly or weaving it in, and then you were rubber banding it or securing it somehow to the molly up here. So that, when somebody comes up and they pull, it would break the rubber bands and you would just go on your way, which works really well, actually. It does work really well. A couple of problems with that is that it's difficult to reset. So you basically would have to, in training, you would have to come back, refold everything, rubber band it again. You know, it just takes a lot of time out of your training. It also, you know, you had to figure out how you were going to weave it in here in such a way that it wasn't going to come out. You know, it's just a very homebrew way of doing something, and it's worked very well for many years. So how we solved that, as you can see, I used a coyote nylon here to try to contrast a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see it well in the camera, but we have a single strand running down through the molly and out through the bottom here. So, and what we've done is we've made this kind of chassis handle piece, and that is actually where all the additional webbing is stowed. As you can see in here, there's just all the additional length of webbing is just stowed inside of the handle. And the handle is secured to the plate bag with these two internal molly stays. So these stays are just, they go straight down in there. They're impregnated with plastic, so they're nice and rigid. And what this allows for is the handle just sits into your bag like that. It doesn't accidentally get pulled out with your sling, and it just kind of stays there. Now, when somebody wants to perform a recovery, they would come and they would pull this with, you know, quite a bit of force, and it will actually unlock and allow this piece to come out of the plate bag. As you can see, the webbing will start to come undone and pull out of the sides as it comes out of the top. So, you know, as the rescuer pulls, this whole handle is going to release from the carrier. Okay? Now, we made it with just enough retention. As you can see, there's these little tabs here. We made it with just enough retention so that, again, your sling catching on the back isn't going to pull the handle out all the time, but if you give it a good tug, these are going to give way and allow you to extract this. Now, as you can see, there's quite a bit. I mean, it's taller than him, right? It's up to the top of his head. There's quite a bit of webbing. Now, this is where you would grab this handle and begin to drag your casualty, which, again, it would, you know, if I was dragging this guy, I would have the handle right here in my hips, and I would just be pulling him. Advantages there, I'm not bent over. I can also still see what's going on. My weapon is stowed, you know, and it's not hitting him in the face. Whereas if I'm dragging him, you know, the old way with this, the whole time my weapon's hitting him in the face, I'm creating more issues. It actually, and kind of something that a lot of guys don't notice, but when this handle is pulled up and taut, it actually creates kind of a cradle for the casualty's head. So his head isn't just flopped back, he's actually kind of nestled in there. And as you drag him, you know, you're just dragging basically his legs because you've lifted that weight up off the ground of his torso and his upper body. So it's super simple to set up. We have instructions. I'm not going to go over the setup in this video. I just kind of wanted to talk conceptually about the product and why it's important. You know, I think it's a great product. I think the concept should be implemented with every single team, whether you're in an infantry platoon or you're in a SWAT team. Like, you should have casualty rescue as part of your training, and you should definitely be implementing the TTPs to extract a casualty, making sure guys are clipping in every operation, checking your buddy to make sure he's clipped in. It's a great product, and it allows for very, very rapid casualty extraction. And again, it's in collaboration with the Direct Action Resource Center. Can't thank them enough for the guidance and help with developing this product and getting it to market. So all the information's below. Again, it's the Spiritus Systems recovery handle. Thanks for watching, guys.